This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at North Coast Repertory Theater for their presentation of Neil Simon's Laughter on the 23rd Floor. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Hi, Dave Roberts, San Diego County Supervisor, District 3.
What do you think so far of the show?
I think it's a great show, and I'm really excited to be here on opening night at North Coast Rep Theater in beautiful Solana Beach.
I thought it was actually very funny too. It actually reminds me of an older era.
Well, it was great to see this set back in the 1950s, and it's just fun to see the different things. It's great to see David Ellenstein starring in this show, and I thought it was just really fun to see the first scene here and just relax and really enjoy a night out at the theater. I'm so looking forward to seeing the second scene tonight.
So question, why are you such a theater fan anyway?
Well, I think the theater is a wonderful way for people to get out, relax, enjoy themselves, and there's a message too, I think, and I think what tonight is talking about is a little bit about diversity, and one of the great things here in San Diego County, we have such a diverse community. You know, 21% of our population in San Diego County is Asian Pacific Islander, but we have a great diverse population, 5th most populated county in the United States, and I'm just so proud to represent such a diverse population. And theater helps us showcase that, and it's all about quality of life, and that's really what our community is all about, and quality of life, and theater helps us emphasize quality of life.
Yeah, well, I have to tell you, because usually I'm in Hollywood. I don't cover that much San Diego theater because actually our radio station's in Irvine. So I do come down to San Diego every now and then. But I've always been impressed with the theater in San Diego. I mean, for the amount of population, for the quality you get, it's actually pretty outstanding.
Well, we have phenomenal theater here in San Diego County, and when I became a supervisor 4 years ago, I inherited the mantle as the supervisor that focused on arts and theater, and I'm just so pleased with the theater we have throughout the county. North Coast Rep is one of many we have, and I'm just so pleased. This is my home theater. I live right nearby, and I'm just so pleased that our Board of Supervisors supports theater here in San Diego County.
Well, it's great talking to you. So far, I think it's fantastic, and I think what's been built around here is just very lovely. It's a very lovely little gem in San Diego.
Well, thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
David Ellenstein. I'm the artistic director here at North Coast Repertory Theater for the last 14 years. And in our production of Laughter on the 23rd Floor, I play Max Prince, whose show everybody is writing for, who's based on Sid Caesar, and I get to run around and be a crazy man on stage for 2 hours. He's driven by anger and pain, and that's what makes so many of the great comedians funny, is they are tortured souls, and he is definitely no exception.
This must have been the best performance I've ever seen by an artistic director before.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, it's a great part, and I just wanted to do it because I knew how much fun I'd have, and if I would surround myself with the right other actors, which I think we have. I mean, everybody is so great. You just got to look around the stage and connect with anybody, and the thing takes off. So
I was also amazed about the comic timing of everybody. It was such a large ensemble. Everyone was zinging lines back and forth, and comedy's all about timing.
Absolutely. Well, if you're going to do this play had some of the great comic geniuses of the later half of the 20th century in it. You better have people who know what they're doing, who know how to do that stuff, and we assembled the right people. So,
once again, I really enjoyed myself. I thought you were hilarious. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks so much. Thanks. I'm glad you were here.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Brett Alters. I'm originally from San Diego, studied at NYU, and mostly I've been performing in Vegas with Cirque du Soleil, but I took a little time off to come out and do Laughter on the 23rd Floor at North Coast Rep. I play Lucas Brickman. He represents Neil Simon. He's the narrator of the show. He's kind of the straight man. He's the Martin to everybody's Lewis, and it's one of the younger characters in the show. He's basically dictating Neil Simon's Valentine to a time in his career that he really enjoyed when he was just starting out as a writer on the Sid Caesar show.
Actually, I know that Johnny Carson was also a writer in the Sid Caesar show. You look a lot like him. I actually thought you were that character.
Well, I appreciate that. That's not a bad person to look like, but no, I'm Neil Simon, and there were a lot of great writers on the show. Johnny Carson was one, Woody Allen later in the next version of Sid Caesar's show. In our show, we have people representing Mel Brooks, Sheldon Keller, Larry Gelbart, Lucy Callan, of course Sid Caesar himself, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some others, but that's a good onslaught to get people going.
I thought you guys were hilarious. I was just laughing a lot.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're a great team. I'm really fortunate. It's my debut at North Coast Rep, and most of the other cast members, if not all of them, are veterans of this stage, and they're all beasts in the comedy scene. So to work with them is really inspiring, and I think the cohesiveness on stage also flows backstage, which is why it's such an effective piece.
Yeah, I always have a great deal of admiration for people who can do stage comedy, because it is basically the hardest type of stage work you could possibly do.
I agree, it's hard, but two things that make it really easy is the level of experience of everybody in the cast and Neil Simon's writing. Neil Simon's like the Shakespeare of modern day theater. If you read his work as it's written, it will be funny. So you couple that with talent and you get a great show, and that's what I think this cast brings to San Diego. Yeah.
Once again, I really loved the show. I thought it was fantastic, and I loved you in it too. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, and come see us at North Coast Rep.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
Hey, Ashton, this is Louis Latordo. I've been a professional regional theater actor for 25 plus years, working mostly the I-5 corridor in regional theaters, lower theaters from Seattle down to San Diego, and even as far east as DC. I played Milt Fields. Milt Fields is based on a real writer during the Sid Caesar sketch comedy days, and that real writer was Sheldon Keller. He went on to write with one of the other Caesar writers, Larry Gelbhardt. They created many projects together, including the film Movie. He wrote for many Dick Van Dyke episodes, and he had a very strong writing career in his own right, included in all the other writers during the Sid Caesar hours.
Actually, I thought you were playing Mel Brooks.
Oh, no. No, the character Ira in the play, he is based on the real-life writer of Mel Brooks, based on Mel Brooks and Woody Allen, actually a hybrid of the two.
Yeah, because I saw the Woody Allen him, but I didn't see the Mel Brooks. I thought I saw the Mel Brooks in you.
Oh, wow, okay, well that's a compliment, I'll take it. But Ira is a hybrid of the crazy, zany, wacky Mel Brooks who comes up with these outrageous comic ideas for the sketches. My character is just kind of a one-liner. You know, as my character says in the beginning of the play to the alter ego of Neil Simon, Lucas Brickman in the play, he says, hey, these guys are Tiffany's, I'm just a wholesaler. You know, he's about volume, quantity. So he'll throw as many jokes and one-liners up on the wall that will stick, and whatever sticks, he's trying to float with the rest of them and keep up with their brilliance of the comic minds in the room.
I thought your performance was fantastic. I loved everyone, and I'm always amazed by comedy in theater because it's so incredibly difficult. It's the most difficult type of theater there is.
Well, it's interesting. You know, you have every audience, every night is different, and you can rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, but you're in a vacuum without that live feedback, which is so wonderful to have in a comedy. You know, the guys in the rehearsal all stopped laughing after the first week, so we were really acting in a vacuum. And when we started hitting the audiences this past Tuesday night, we have to, as actors, find the rhythm of the show, but also ride the waves of the audience, because as each audience responds differently, we have to know how long to hold for a laugh, not wait for a laugh and ask for a laugh, because that would be, you know, trying too hard. It's got to be organic. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship between us and the audience, and riding that wave and knowing when to come in before the laugh starts to dissipate, so we don't drop the ball of momentum.
Yeah. Once again, I thought you guys were fantastic. Comic timing was fantastic. Acting chops was fantastic too. I actually loved the entire ensemble too. There wasn't a stray person in the entire group.
Well, you know, this has been a great group. 90% of great casting, of great direction, they say, is great casting. And I think what David and Tom are brilliant at is assembling the right people for the right roles. And once we got into rehearsal, it really kind of staged itself based on the great impulses of all the actors in the room. I mean, it really staged itself pretty simply. And so we've been able to get a good run on our feet for many, many weeks to make that rapport believable that we've all been working together for many, many years. It's hard to replicate that when you're working with a new group of people in only 4 weeks. So that's what I hope we've done is created the illusion that we've been together for a long, long time.
Once again, I thought you were fantastic. I thought you guys were hilarious.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate your comments.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope everyone comes to see it. It's a great zany comedy, and you're guaranteed to have a ton of laughs and a great time. So hope to see everybody here.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
My name is Nicholas Mongiardo-Cooper. I play Val in Laughter on the 23rd Floor. I grew up in New York, New York. I was raised by musician parents, and I went to a conservatory high school and a conservatory college, but LaGuardia High School and then NYU. And I lived and worked off Broadway in New York for a while, and about 6 years, and I moved out to Los Angeles, did some TV and film, and worked in the regional theater circuit out here. And that's, you may have seen me in Sideshow at La Jolla Playhouse, or Gershwin here at North Coast Repertory, Edward Tulane at South Coast Rep, or on TV on Fuller House or Superstore. I play Val in Laughter on the 23rd Floor, the head writer of the Max Prince show. He is a Russian immigrant, and yeah, he's the head writer on the show, so a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Val's story is not dissimilar from any number of people in my family who emigrated here from Russia and the Ukraine, but like a lot of people of his generation, his parents weren't necessarily approving of his decision to go into comedy rather than something like law or medicine. And Mel Tolkien, upon whom this character is based, hid his decision to study music and comedy from his parents by telling them he was going to law school. So he actually he emigrated to Canada and played the Glockenspiel in the Canadian Navy as part of the band. So he always had a musical sensibility, and he actually contributed quite a bit of music to the Sid Caesar show that this is based on.
I love your guys' performance. I thought you guys were just hilarious.
Thank you. It's an incredibly rewarding experience to work with actors of this caliber. And one of the great things about small theaters like North Coast Rep and artistic directors like David is this dedication to bring actors that are this focused and this terrific and this smart together to play together. And the repartee backstage is just as funny as the scripted stuff on stage, which is a real testament to our desire to be together and to collaborate.
Actually, I always wondered about that because basically most of my interviews, most of the people I cover are actually in Hollywood.
Yeah.
A few of them are actually in Orange County. I cover a couple of shows. I think I covered like La Jolla Playhouse once, and a few places down here. But so I was kind of amazed at the type of quality work you guys got down here. You guys are very talented actors.
Yeah, that has entirely to do with what happens at the top. When you have an artistic director that is dedicated to high quality, he goes in search of the best actors, and it matters to him. That is the top priority for him. It always has been. I think there's a phenomenal actress named Lois Smith who spoke at my college who always said that the two priorities for anyone as an artist are people and material. And if you can be satisfied with both those things, you will have a sensational product. And it becomes incredibly rewarding. And so to work with someone like David Ellenstein, who makes those things a priority, it becomes an immediately rewarding experience, and you see it on the stage. You see the rapport between all of us and the desire, the purity of intent to tell the right story.
Another thing I have to compliment you on is you actually went into another character, basically a foreign immigrant. You did very well. The accent was very well. So my question for you, first of all, is it easier to do comedy in a foreign accent, or is it harder?
It really depends on the material. I'll say that Neil Simon writes in such a poetic way in that his sentences and thoughts are structured with punctuation in such a way that you can hear it simply by reading it. So while learning the accent is learning the accent, that's actually written there in the text for you. So it's comedy frequently with the really great comedic playwrights. You will see it written on the page, you will hear it written for you, and you'll be able to lift it exactly off the page. It will help do a lot of its own work.
Okay. Once again, I love you and the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
I'm Omri Shine. I'm originally from New York City. I moved to San Diego about 2 years ago. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, lyricist. I played Ira Stone. It's based on Mel Brooks. He's egomaniacal, wants all the attention, will do anything for everyone just to pay attention to him, basically.
I'm actually amazed at how every single actor here could develop their own character, because it wasn't a carbon copy of everyone else. It was actually very unique.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it helps that everyone in this cast is extremely talented and funny, obviously.
Also, I'm amazed that anytime I see funny comedy in theater, I always have to recognize that, because a lot of the all the talent basically in comedy goes to either movies or television because they pay so much more.
Sure.
Either that or comedians just do improv just to hone their anytime you see really talented theater, it's actually very difficult to do.
Yes, absolutely. I think comedy sort of gets a bad reputation, I think. I think people think that comedy is easy, but I actually think that comedy is probably one of the hardest things to do, you know. But
Yeah, well, I thought you guys were hilarious. I thought you were hilarious too. You remind me more of Woody Allen than Mel Brooks, though.
yeah, I think it's a combination. You know, Woody Allen actually also wrote for Sid Caesar, so I think Neil Simon sort of maybe made a combination of Mel Brooks and Woody Allen together.
Man, you got two of the most interesting characters to play.
Hilarious, right? It was really fun.
Thank you. Yeah, once again, I thought you guys were hilarious. I especially liked you in the play. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashley Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Amanda Sitton. I'm a local actor here from San Diego, and I am, this is my 5th show with the North Coast Repertory Theater. I played Carol. I love Carol. Carol is an amalgam of a few performers and writers that Neil Simon worked with. She's a tough lady who has to put up with a lot of boy talk, or locker room talk as we know it, and she holds her own.
I thought the performance was hilarious, and I especially loved you in it.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I love playing her, and being the only woman in the room, it's a lot to carry.
Yeah, actually, this was written a while back ago. I'm surprised at how strong the women are in theater, because this is actually a very strong female character.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree. As the play was written in '93, I believe, but reflecting back on that time, so I think it's just a testament to the women writers that he is paying homage to, how strong and powerful those women were.
Yeah, I'm also amazed that whenever I see funny theater, because I know how hard comedy is. It's very brutal, actually, and this is very funny, so I have to compliment you on that.
Oh, thank you so much. If you think that's brutal, you should see the dressing room. it's really brutal back there.
So what do you think basically the comedy was so successful? You gelled together as a group? Because, you know, when you're talking to a group this big and you have to get your comic timing exactly, you're being fired left and right, I mean, how challenging is that?
It's very, very challenging, and I thank you so much for recognizing how challenging that can be. Many of us have worked together before, so you have a wonderful shorthand when you begin. So you already have that relationship already built and that banter. But for those of us who didn't, it felt like we did. You know, the very first table read, we all gelled so completely, and everybody got along so well that it took off. And everybody has a really keen sensibility about comedy and the timing and the need for speed in something like this, that it just works.
Once again, I thought you guys were hilarious. I loved you guys. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Christopher William. I'm a local actor. I'm actually Associate Artistic Director here at North Coast Rep now. I'm a director, actor, producer in film as well as theater. I played Brian, the crazy, smoking, cancerous Irishman, the only non-Jew. He's really fun. He's just caustic. He has this really dark sense of humor. He has a conflict with Omri's character, which is the Mel Brooks role, where they want to just like punch each other out because he's a little angry. Yeah.
I thought you guys were fantastic. I thought you guys were hilarious.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun tonight. I mean, great house, and we have so much fun. I mean, playing with each other. A lot of us know each other before we even went into this show. So it's great to just play with friends. You can throw them things that they don't necessarily expect, but they come right back at you. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because comedy in theater is so hard. I know I see a lot of comedy theater, and anytime I see really good comedy, I have to accent it because I know how hard it is.
It can be, yeah. I mean, you have a lot of different variations in comedy as well. This kind of rides a really fine line. It's not farcical. There aren't crazy pratfalls and things like that, but there are some really extreme comic moments, but then it's all based in a reality. And Neil Simon's a master at that. And I think this is probably his craziest of his comedies, with the craziest characters, but I mean, if you know who they are, that they're, it's Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, and I mean, it's just nuts. That room was crazy, Yeah.
Extremely talented, and I've always wondered that, because I know very well about the Sid Caesar show, his show of shows, and the fantastic talent that they had behind it. So
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of them are giants in film and television as well as theater. And this is just a little snippet from Neil Simon's experience when he was young, going into that writer room with these giants battling each other for the best joke, you know? Who was going to get the lines on the show this week, you know? It's really, really fun. Yeah.
Once again, I thought it was hilarious. I thought you were great also. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Great. Hi. My name's Phil Johnson, and we just did Laughter on the 23rd Floor, and we had a great time. I played the part of Kenny. I'm a comedy writer in 1950s, and it's kind of a crazy circle of writers, and we all circle around this guy who is modeled after Sid Caesar. So it's about writing and then putting on the show, and it goes wrong in 100 different ways, but it's kind of a ball. It's definitely a ball. This is a different character for me. I often play characters like Max. So I play big, funny characters. So for me, it's great to do somebody who's just a normal person. And he's kind of a normal guy who's also funny. But I end up being kind of in some ways, I'm the person, the reactor. In some ways, I'm the straight man. But I'm also kind of the guy who is the center of things when the problems go wrong. Oh, conscience. I was just told the conscience of the show. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you guys were hilarious.
Thank you.
And I love the show.
It is. It's one of the most consistently funny shows I've ever been in or seen.
I have to comment because anytime I see comedy in theater, I know how hard it is. It is not an easy thing. For people who go to the theater and think this is just going to be like TV, it's not. It is really difficult.
This was rehearsed like a machine because there are so many jokes. And some of them are kind of technical, and you have to stand a certain way when you deliver it. So there was lots of rehearsal for this, more so than most plays I've been in.
Once again, I thought you guys were hilarious.
Thank you.
I loved you in the show too.
Thank you. I love doing it.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Caroline Drage. I'm from Orlando, Florida originally. I've done a lot of regional theater around the country, and now I live in Los Angeles. I played Helen. I think she means well, and she wants to really impress the writer's room, but she's not the smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed, shall I say.
Well, actually, the type of comedy you play was slightly different.
Yeah, I think, in a writer's room where everyone is kind of zipping the jokes to kind of have the person balance everyone out with the slow take and not quite as quick-witted really adds to Neil Simon's play.
Yeah, well, first of all, also, I thought this was hilarious. I loved it. I thought you were funny, too, in your type of comedy style, too.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's been such a blast to work with everyone here.
I'm also amazed at how well you guys work together, because I know comedy is all about timing. That many people all zinging lines left and right, it must have been very difficult.
It really wasn't. We got to know each other. We kind of know when to give the other one a hold so they can get the laugh. And, we've all been doing this for a long time, so it wasn't too bad.
Once again, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I thought it was hilarious. I liked your character, too. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Neil Simon's Laughter on the 23rd Floor will be playing at North Coast Repertory Theater from October 19th to November 20th. For more information, go to www.northcoastrep.org.